A lot of you guys say that people on YouTube don't make beats, right? All they do is talk, which I agree to an extent. What's up, guys? My name is Killer Vic. Let's talk a little smack today. Making YouTube, making content, it's very time consuming. Like, it takes a lot of time to put these videos together. Some people's time is more valuable than others. That's a hot take. I know. Just I figure what I'm going to do is I'm going to start every video with a beat that I made that day, because this is a big production, right? I have to set up the lights. I have to set up the cameras. I have to set up the beats. I have to make the beats, which making the beats for me is not really the hardest part. Let's be honest. Making the beats is kind of the easy part, right? Promoting, making the content, making sure your lighting's right, making sure your cameras, your visuals are good, and then, uploading to social media and making shorts and reels and valuable content for YouTube now. We have a lot going on at the same time as producers, as content creators in this space. In this limited space, I would say, because I know that this niche isn't very big, but I'm going to start every video with a beat that I made that day. Is it going to be the greatest beat? I don't know. You tell me. Here's something that I made on the MPC. Actually, let's do it the old-fashioned way. Let's do it like this. Let's get our phone camera. Make sure we're at 4K 60. You're getting an inside look of how I create my content, right? So yeah, now you can't say that I don't make beats, because I definitely make beats. I've been making beats for over 20 years now. I've been in the music industry for probably 15, and we make beats, man. YouTubers make beats. We just don't have as much time to do it as as dedicated beat makers do. And as producers, not all beats are going to be dope. You already know that. We're normal. We're just human beings. Everyone has different tastes, everyone has different styles. There's a lot of drama going on in the producer community. And I use air quotes because I still don't understand what the producer community really is. Like, there's a lot of toxicity in the producer community from what I've seen in the last 6 months. Like, all the comments that I get on my videos, for some reason, I tend to trigger people, and I'm not exactly sure why. Let me take these off because I don't like hearing myself in the headphones. I don't know why. It just doesn't do it for me. Producers tend to tear down other producers for some reason. I don't know if they feel... I think there's a lot of insecurity in the producer community right now. Whether it be people are feeling the effects of the economy. Being a producer is not the same as it was 20 years ago. Oversaturated market. The sound isn't as good as it was. That's just my personal opinion. Don't throw rocks at me. You just have a very different dynamic now. Being a producer today, you have to wear so many hats. You have to be able to network in different ways, right? Like, we have to adapt to the market. We have to adapt to the way things are now in 2026, that being social media. Producers never used to have to make content, right? They never used to have to, work strictly through emails and Now, granted, we do have a lot more opportunity to succeed. In 2026, we have way more opportunity to succeed. Like, I'm not going to lie about that. It's just different, right? We have to adapt as producers. But as far as this whole social media thing, if you take advantage of social media, if you use it 100%, right? You take advantage of everything that social media has to offer. It can definitely get you into some rooms that you couldn't have just sitting in your room or sitting in your hometown, not really networking with people. And that is a fact, because I have spoken with some people through social media that I look up to. you know, like some big name producers have reached out to me. I've reached out to them. They've actually wrote back to me. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because of I got a couple viral videos in the producer community as of late. I don't know if they see work ethic, if they see my consistency, or if they actually just see me. I'm just visible now because of social media. But I don't think we should be tearing each other down in the producer community, man. In the YouTube producer realm, you know, the YouTube creators talking crap about each other in their videos, you know. I understand like spicy content, you know, clickbait, rage bait, you know. People would say that I am really good at rage baiting. I still don't understand that because I'm just like literally just speaking from the heart and what I believe to be true. My opinions tend to aggravate a lot of people, and I don't do it on purpose. I swear I don't do it on purpose. I really don't. I might be a natural rage baiter. Like I piss a lot of people off with the way I talk. I know. I'm from New York. I'm from the Bronx. I'm Puerto Rican. I wanted to get on YouTube because these producers who make content on YouTube, not all of them, but they would call themselves elite YouTube producers. Whatever that means. I have no idea what that means, but I guess there's a tier list to producers, and the only way you can rank them now is through their YouTube following, which is a little weird to me. It's a little weird. I'm not gonna lie. So I figured I'd throw my hat into the game. I'm going to pour out pretty much everything I've been doing on social media. I'm going to transfer it over to the long form content on YouTube to see where that gets me. Because why not? Because I can. Because I have the skills to do it. I have the ability. You know, I know how to edit videos. I know how to record. I know about lighting. I know about audio. So why not? I might need a haircut every now and then. You know, I might look a little scrappy, but you know, we're supposed to be genuine anyway, right? Social media and YouTube likes genuine. To me, there are tiers to the YouTube content creator in the producer community, right? In the producer realm, in the producer creator realm, there's a tier list. There's like a hierarchy. There's levels to it. And I notice a lot of the people who are bickering with each other are kind of in the same level. And it's kind of low to mid tier. I ain't gonna lie. Because there's some other producers on here who don't worry about any of this, about what's going on YouTube. They don't care about the drama, the beef. You know, they don't care about endorsements. You know, they endorse whatever they want. They don't care about what people are going to say, the backlash, because they're getting money, man. They're getting real money. In the end, I guess this is about getting money. I mean, I don't know if that's true or not. Me, I really don't care about the money too much. Like, it's a nice like after effect of all the work you put in, but I would do this with or without the money, for real. And that's real talk. Because I've been doing this since like 2001. That's when I first started. I was real young. I just like making content, I guess. I don't know what it would have been called back in the 2000s, if it would have been called content or just, I don't know. But like I said earlier, not everyone's beats are going to be good because we're supposed to be producers first, right? You know what I mean? We're supposed to be producers first. We're supposed to be able to create sounds from nothing that people enjoy, I guess. Or that you enjoy, that I enjoy. I'm making sounds that I enjoy. If you happen to like them too, that's cool. I love that. But the way we have to manage time in 2026 is so crazy, right? Especially, and I'm just talking about the producer, making beats, working with artists thing, right? Because if you have anything else going on in your life, like if you have kids, if you have a house, you have a mortgage, you have a wife, you might even have a job. And I am totally fine with anyone getting money to support their passion and their family first by any means necessary, right? If that means you got to get out there and grind, you got to get a job. But if you have a real passion for this music stuff, you're going to find time to do it. You're going to find time to do it, right? Now, me personally, I have a very, very amazing wife. Very amazing. She handles probably 90% of the house, running this household. I'm just like the little engine in the corner, pushing the train, right? I probably do more, but you know, but this music stuff, this is a real passion for me. I'm not going to sit around and let my sounds just die here in this room. The world is going to hear my sound, whether it be my voice, my opinions. They're going to see my visual concepts, or they're just going to hear my music, which you can listen to on killavic.com. Or you can check me out on Spotify. I have a song that's going like semi-viral on TikTok right now. It's a Come As You Are remix by Nirvana. Doing really well. And if you guys don't know, I'm Killa Vic. Let's do something different today. Peace.